Alright, how's everybody doing this evening? Back again with another video for you guys and gals. And this evening what I have for everyone is my full review of the KKuyi True Wireless Bluetooth Earbuds. Now I've been using these bad boys for a good amount of time, and I feel like I've gathered all my thoughts and opinions on them. So y'all know how the story goes. Once I've used something and I feel like I've gathered all my thoughts and opinions on it, then it's full review time. So without further ado, let's jump into this full review, and hopefully by the end of it, you guys and gals know if these earbuds are for you, okay? That's all I'm trying to do is help y'all out with this decision. So let's get started. Now starting off, the first thing I want to talk about with you guys and gals is the overall build quality and design of the earbuds themselves. Now I gotta say this, from a build quality and design standpoint, these earbuds are really good, okay? You can see, now primarily, they're built out of plastic, okay? But it's like a grippy, durable plastic, and it lends itself to being very lightweight and extremely comfortable for extended listening sessions. So in terms of the overall build quality, in my opinion, it's top notch. Now, in terms of the overall design, as y'all can see, this is more your Galaxy-esque type of design. So you can see we got the earbuds themselves, which are clearly labeled. So you got it clearly labeled right and left. And you can see we got LEDs right here. And we have microphones right down here at the bottom on each earbud. So overall, I gotta say, I really do like this design, okay? Flipping it this way, we got the gold contact pads on either earbud for the charging capabilities. Overall, the design on this and the overall build quality on this is top notch in my opinion, and I really like it. Okay, next, now let's talk about the overall core feature set of these bad boys right here. Okay, let's do this. Now, core feature number one, and this is a really important one in my opinion, these bad boys feature Bluetooth 5.0 on board. So it's some of the latest and greatest Bluetooth connectivity on board, so you can truly live that hashtag wireless lifestyle. So good stuff there, and I really do like that. Okay, core feature number two, these bad boys incorporate IPX5 sweat and water resistance, which means that they're perfect for taking on workouts, or if you're out running or you're road walking and you get caught in the occasional storm, you should be good to go if you're rocking these. So that's really nice as well. As I already showed y'all, they have a built-in microphone on either earbud, and spoiler, even though we're going to talk about it in a little bit, the microphone quality on these is really good. So that's another great core feature right there. Okay, another core feature that I like about this is it has an easy two-step pairing process. I'm going to go over that when we go over the steps to pair on this, but it's extremely easy, and once you get the hang of it, it really becomes second nature. So it's really nice. And the last core feature, and this has become one that I feel compelled to mention every time I take a look at a truly wireless pair of Bluetooth earbuds, because it's really a core feature that should be the cornerstone of each and every truly wireless Bluetooth earbud, but certain ones are missing it, and that is the capability to use these earbuds in independent mode, so one earbud independent from the other, or stereo mode. Okay, these earbuds give you those capabilities, so you can use them in stereo mode both together, or you could use one earbud independent from the other. So it's really nice in my opinion. Okay, so I believe that pretty much goes over all the core features. Now let's keep it moving. All right, so up next now, let's briefly touch on the overall sound quality, the volume, and the bass on these. All right, now from a sound quality perspective, I have to say these are really nice. It stays very crisp and clear with minimal distortion on either the low or the high ends of the volume spectrum. So the overall sound quality is really good. Moving on to the overall volume, it's really good as well. It's very crisp, it's very clear, it gets very loud, and I can easily drown out my surroundings and get really dialed in or zone out to whatever music I'm listening to or whatever show that I'm binge watching at the moment. So the overall volume on these is really, really nice as well. And now, in terms of the overall bass, I'd have to say it's very track dependent, but in my opinion, it's very balanced. It's not too punchy, it's not too hard hitting, but it has a nice balanced bass to it depending on what you're listening to. So the overall sound quality, the volume, and the bass on these truly wireless earbuds is really good in my opinion. Okay, now let's keep it moving. The next thing I'm going to talk about now is the overall microphone quality on these. And yet again, I just want to show y'all the dedicated microphone on these are right down here. Okay, just below the label on the earbud, you can see it's a dedicated microphone right there on either earbud. And I got to tell y'all, again, as I mentioned in the core feature section, the overall microphone quality on these is top notch. Now, I've done a bunch of things that take advantage of the microphone. I've dictated a lot of text messages. I've dictated a lot of emails. I interacted with multiple different devices using my voice commands, and the overall microphone performance on this is top notch in my opinion. And the most important thing that a microphone needs to be able to do is perform during phone calls. And I'm very proud to report that while taking multiple phone calls, callers told me I sounded very crisp, very clear, very loud, with no distortion. So the overall microphone quality on these earbuds is top notch in my opinion. So really good stuff there as well. All right, now let's move on and let's go over the steps to pair and the controls for the earbuds. All right, now these steps to pair that we're going to go over this evening in this video, they're pretty much universal. So they'll work on Android, they'll work on iOS or Apple products, and they'll work on Windows products. So if you have a tablet, smartphone, desktop, laptop, as long as whatever device you have has integrated Bluetooth technology in it, these pairing steps will work. Now, we're demonstrating this here this evening on an Android device, and pretty much all you need to do, okay, is you need to decide whether or not you want to use these earbuds in stereo mode or independent mode. Now, for the purposes of this video, we're going to go over it in stereo mode. So all you would need to do, if you want to put them into pairing mode like you see them, is all you need to do is drop them in the case. Okay, make sure they start charging here when you drop them in the case, so just push it down. All right, make sure it's charging. And then you do the same thing to the right. All right, so you drop it in and you make sure it starts charging there. Okay, and once it's charging, you just close it. Okay, give it a second and then you open it back up. Okay, now you need to determine whether you want to use it one at a time or you want to use it in stereo mode. Now, when you take it out and you want to use it in stereo mode, whichever one you take out first is going to become the dominant earbud. So that's what the other earbud will connect up to. So if I take out the right, you'll see it will begin to flash green here and then red, putting it into pairing mode. Now, if I take out the left, you're going to see it's going to flash once and then it will disappear. That means that it connected up to the right. Right? Oh, my bad. Y'all can't see it on the camera. So let's do this again and make sure y'all can see it, right? So, my bad, y'all. My bad. So let's drop it in one more time. Make sure it connects up. As you can see there, light turns solid. Okay, put this in as well. Light turns solid. Now, whichever earbud you want to be the dominant earbud, you got to take it out the case first. All right, it's going to begin to flash green and red, meaning that it's in pairing mode. So you can see it right there, flashing green and red right there. That's ready to roll. Now, you take the other one out. It's going to flash green one time, and then it's going to connect up to the first one you took out. Now it's paired up to the right earbud, right? Now it's ready to go. Now it's in stereo mode. Now you can take the case out of there, close that up. All right. Now, over on your device, now we're using Android here this evening. You want to turn on the display, right? Swipe down, tap on the Bluetooth icon to turn it on here. Now you can see I've already prepped it to make this faster. So you tap on it once to turn it on. Once it's turned on, you press and hold on it to take you into the Bluetooth settings, right? Then right here at the top, you want to tap on pair a new device right there at the top. It's going to take you to the pairing section, and you just want to wait for it to pop up. So you can see the model number we're looking for is that right there, the TWS SMA-X2. So we want to tap on that. Now, once you tap on it, you'll get an audible tone letting you know when it's connected. All right. So give it a couple seconds here. Get that nice audible tone letting you know it's connected, and it's going to verify your connection. All right. Boom. And just like that, you're ready to roll here. Now you'll see two, because it actually pairs up the two earbuds to each other, and then it pairs up two to the device independently. This gives you the capability to use one earbud or the other separately or together. So once it's paired up, you'll see you'll get an active indicator in the Bluetooth section here. So you can see we got a full charge on it. You can see the battery status. And also, if you pull down your notification shade here, you can see you get the model underneath the Bluetooth, and you get the battery as well in your notification shade. So now you're ready to roll. Now it's fully paired up and you're ready to go. Now what I want to do is I want to demonstrate the button controls for the earbuds. To do this, I want to pull up some copyright-free music just in case it gets picked up by my microphone. This way we don't have any problems. Now, for music controls, you do need to have music active. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to pull up some copyright-free music here. All right. And to get it active, you just want to tap it to make sure it starts playing. Boom. All right. Now, let's go over the touch controls on these. All right. Let's do this. So, for play and pause on the earbuds of the music, you can tap either earbud one time for play and pause. So you can see right now it's playing. If I want to pause it, I just tap one time on the right. It pauses. Good. Just like that. If I want to play it again, I could tap again on the right. It will start playing. Just like that. Now, I could do the same thing on the left. So you can see I could pause it with the right. Put that down. Pick up the left. Tap the left. And it starts playing. Just like that. So, one tap, play and pause on either earbud. Good stuff. Now, if you want to go to the next track, all you have to do is double tap on the right earbud to take you to the next track. So let's do this here. Bap, bap. Takes you to the next track, as you can see right there, and it starts playing. So once again, bap, bap. Take you to the next track, just like that. Now, if I want to go to the previous track, all I have to do is double tap on the left earbud 2 times to go to the previous track. So let's do this here. Bap, bap. All right, one time restarts it. If you do it again, it'll take you to the previous track. Boom, and then boom. Right back to the previous track, as you see there. And let's do it one more time. Boom, boom, for the restart, and boom, boom, for the previous track. All right, now we're back where we started. So just like that. So again, if you want to go to the previous track, it's a double tap on the left earbud for the previous. If you want to go to the next track, it's a double tap on the right earbud for the next track. Just like that, real easy, real straightforward. Now, if you want to go volume down, all you have to do is press and hold on either corresponding earbud. So volume down is a press and hold on the left earbud. So pressing and holding. Y'all can see the volume goes down, and you stop wherever you're comfortable with. Okay? So good stuff there. Also, on the flip side of that, if I want to volume up, it's just a simple press and hold on the right earbud for volume up. So let's do this here. Okay? And you can see volume's up. And you can max it out if you want. Now you get a bing bing once it's maxed out. Alright? And then you see it won't come up anymore because it's maxed out. Right? So that's how you volume up and volume down with the earbuds. Again, long press on the right for volume up, long press on the left for volume down. Okay, cool. Now, if you want to interact with your voice assistant or trigger your voice assistant, you could use the phrase, whether you're using Google or whether you're using Siri or whether you're using Cortana for your Windows devices. You just have to use the phrase, or you just have to triple tap on either earbud to bring up the voice assistant. So let's try that now. Let's use the right. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. What's the weather like in Palm Bay this evening? Okay. Takes a few seconds. So you see, there is a noticeable delay to it, but it does work. Let's go ahead and pause the music real quick. So this pretty much goes over all of your button controls with these earbuds. Okay, as you can see, it's very straightforward and it's very easy to use, and it's very intuitive at that. And the one thing I like about these is while I'm using them, even if I'm in stereo mode, I don't have to worry about accidentally triggering them. If I drop one in my pocket, it's not going to accidentally trigger, because the touch sensitivity on this can distinguish from my clothing and on my finger. So even if I have it in stereo mode and I drop one in my pocket, I won't get any random activations on either of the touch commands. So I really do like these touch commands, and I really do think it's very intuitive. So not bad at all. Okay, KKuyi. I know I'm butchering that name, but really good stuff when it comes to the touch controls. This is what I like to see. Now, that being said, if you want to use this bad boy for phone call controls, it's very simple. Now, to answer a phone call, it's just one tap on either earbud to answer the phone call, right? To end the phone call, it's a simple double tap on either earbud to end the phone call and or reject an incoming phone call. So it's really, really nice. And again, it's very intuitive, and I haven't had any issues with it. So now we have fully went over the steps to pair and the button controls on either earbud. All right. So now we're good to go. Let's keep it moving. Okay. Next thing I want to talk about with you guys and gals now is I want to briefly go over the Bluetooth range and the Bluetooth strength. Okay. Now, the range on these bad boys quoted in the user manual on the website and on Amazon. Now, I apologize, I can't get them to stand up. It is what it is. Anyways, the range on these is quoted as being 10 meters or 33 feet. Now, they do emphasize that for the best performance, they recommend that you try to remove it from all obscuring obstacles, because those obstacles can create interference. And for the most part, that is true. Okay, so you definitely want to make sure that you don't have too many obstacles or any type of devices that create separate signals that may cause interference, because that will cut down on the overall Bluetooth range. Okay, and for me, there's nothing I can really do about it. But in my testing with the Bluetooth range, I found that it's a little short. Now, they say 10 meters or 33 feet, but I kind of feel like it's half that. So like 15 feet or about 5 meters. I feel like that range is severely reduced. But as long as my device and the earbuds are in close proximity, I don't have any issues with the overall Bluetooth range or strength. But that's just one thing I wanted to point out and bring to mind. So if you're wondering, if you pick these up, the strength is not the best. You just got to bring it into closer proximity. That's definitely something they need to work on, in my opinion, for the next iteration. Okay, so that pretty much goes over the Bluetooth range and the Bluetooth strength. Now, let's keep it moving. Up next now, let's talk about the overall durability on these, because that's another important aspect to consider, especially when you think about just how tiny these bad boys are. And I'm sure when I showed y'all my close-up of the microphone, y'all could see the little scratches on it. And that, guys and gals, is from being dropped. Okay, so now on average, I'd have to say I dropped these from about 1 to 3 feet, and they fell on about various different surfaces. Not about, they fell on various different surfaces. Now in my home, it's primarily wood and tile, okay? And the reason why I say they fell multiple times, because there were instances where they fell out of my pocket, okay? There were instances where they fell off of my bed, they fell off my nightstand. So you can see they did get dropped multiple times. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm extremely clumsy. I do try my best not to drop these things, but accidents do happen. Now, I'm very happy to report that although these got dropped several times, they still look, for the most part, and function as if brand new. Okay, so you can see there's minor scratches on here, mostly by the microphone, but that does not impede the overall microphone performance, if I could talk. Sorry, y'all. And that's mostly on the left earbud, if I have to say. So, yeah, it's mostly on the left microphone earbud. Okay, y'all can see that's the one that I dropped the most. Okay, again, I apologize if you can't see it too clearly, but there is some scratches on that. But for the most part, it still functions as if brand new. So I don't have any microphone issues or anything like that. So this is where I would have to say the overall durability on these is top notch in my opinion. Okay. Now, that doesn't mean that you can go all willy-nilly, oh, yoo-hoo, they'll survive. No, that means that as long as you're careful, if there are points where there are accidents, they're more likely to survive. Okay, so it can handle probably 1, 2, 3 drops, but still you want to be careful. But at least in my opinion, the overall durability on these is top notch. Okay, let's keep it moving now. Up next now, I want to briefly touch on the overall charge times and the overall battery life. Now let's start with the charge times first. Now, the manufacturer quoted in the user manual on the website and on Amazon that these bad boys should take approximately 60 minutes to reach a full charge. So the buds themselves should take up to 60 minutes to reach a full charge using the included charging case. And for the most part, I would say that's about spot on. Now, if you catch them right as you get that low battery indicator, that low battery warning, it says low battery, please charge. You drop them in, they'll charge up in about an hour, right? Now, if you drain them completely dead, then they're going to take upwards of an hour and a half to reach a full charge. So that's one thing I want y'all to keep in mind. All right? So that's pretty much spot on with the manufacturer's estimates, as long as you don't let them drain completely dead. Now, using the charging case, the manufacturer also stated that the charging case also takes 60 minutes to reach a full charge. Okay, so that's 60 minutes charging it in via the USB Type-C port is going to reach up to a full charge in 60 minutes. And for the most part, I'd have to say that was spot on accurate. Now, this wireless charging case does support, my bad, I just said it. This case, my bad, y'all, does support wireless charging. So I could drop this on my wireless charging pad and it will charge up. But I did notice that when it's charging wirelessly, it does take a lot longer to reach a full charge. Now, when you charge this wirelessly, it's going to take upwards of 2 hours to reach a full charge. Now, one negative that I want to point out with this case is we only have one status LED here. So this status LED stays green when it has significant charge, and if the battery is low, it turns like a greenish yellow. That indicates that it needs to the case itself needs to be charged. All right, so charging the case with the wire, and it's from the low battery, it's going to take about an hour to reach a full charge. So when this notification LED or status LED turns yellow and you charge it up, it's going to take about an hour to reach a full charge, so 60 minutes. Now, if you let this drain completely dead and you charge it up, then it's going to take about an hour and a half to reach a full charge. So that's spot on with the manufacturer's estimates. Now, one thing I gotta point out to y'all, as I always do, I have fast chargers all throughout my house, and I even have fast wireless chargers all throughout my house. So anytime I'm charging anything, it's getting the absolute fastest charge possible, whether it be through USB Type-C or it be through micro USB. It's getting the absolute fastest charge possible. Okay, now if you don't have a fast charger or you use the included cable that came with these, your results may vary. Okay, it all depends on what you plug this cable in to. That determines how fast it charges. So if you plug it into the USB port on your laptop, the charging speeds are going to be different than if you were plugging into the USB port on your desktop. That's also going to be different than if you would get a dedicated power brick and plug it into that. So your charging results may vary, and these are just mine, and these are using fast chargers. Okay, so I just want to point that out. Now, this is also a negative area for me, because I would have liked to have seen a LED percentage indicator, not just an LED status light, because this can get kind of confusing. Okay, and for the first couple of days, it was kind of confusing, and I really had to ask a few questions. Shout out to the Amazon community, because I did have to ask several questions so I understand what the status LEDs mean, because the user manual was a little bit confusing and unclear on that. Okay, so when this bad boy is flashing green, that means it's charging, and when it stays solid, that means it's fully charged. Now, when you get a solid yellow LED, that means the battery is low and you need to charge it. And you'll know if the battery is low, because once it gets past a certain point, even if the LED is on, the earbuds themselves won't get a full charge. All right, now that's just talking about the case. Another weird thing that I want to point out is that when you're charging your buds in the case, right, as long as the case is open, the buds are going to charge, right? And I had to learn this the hard way. So I dropped them in, and they started to charge up here. Okay, as you can see, I think it did say it was 100% charged. So I dropped them in, and they started to charge up. And then I closed it thinking it was charging, only to come back a couple hours later and see that the case was dead and the earbuds was dead. And the reasoning behind that is it didn't seat properly. And I also noticed that when I closed the lid, it reseats them. So you can see, as I closed the lid, it reseated the left one and it stopped charging. So every time I close the lid, it reseats them. So what I have to do is, when I want to charge the buds, I have to leave the lid open and just let them sit and let them charge. That kind of defeats the purpose of having such a small compact case. If I have something like this, I want to be able to drop my buds in, see that they're charging, and know that when I close the lid, it's going to be charging up, and when I open it and I'm ready to use it, it's going to be ready to go. The fact that I have to leave the lid open while it charges, that's kind of a negative for me. Okay, so that's another thing that I want to point out. If y'all pick these up, please be careful that when you drop the buds in, that you don't you make sure that they're still charging. And if you have the same issue like me, where you have to leave it open so they can get a full charge, that's just some quirkiness with the charging case. Okay, it is what it is. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out. Not a big fan of that, but it is what it is. 9 times out of 10, they're charged up when I need to use them. But that is just a little quirk that I ran into with my time with these earbuds that I wanted to make sure I point out for you guys and gals. So again, sorry for the little rant. Let's summarize this area and move on. So in terms of the charging with the buds themselves, if you catch it at the low battery notification, it's going to take about an hour to reach a full charge. So that's spot on. If you let it drain completely dead, it's going to take about an hour and a half. And those same rules apply to the charging case. Okay, if you catch it when that yellow status LED comes on, it's going to charge up in about an hour. If you let it drain completely dead, it's going to take about an hour and a half to reach a full charge, charging wired. Now, if you charge wirelessly and you do that, it's going to take half an hour to 2 hours depending on the way you charge it. So, yellow status LED, full charge wirelessly, hour and a half. Completely dead, going to take upwards of 2 hours. Okay? Just want to make sure that everybody understands that clearly. Okay? So that goes over the overall charge times with these earbuds. Now, let's go over the overall battery life with these. Now, the manufacturer quoted on the website, in the user manual, and on Amazon that you should get an average range with these ranging from 5 to 8 hours on a single charge. Okay? And using the included case, you should get an additional 40 hours. Okay? Now, one thing that I want you guys and gals to keep in mind is that these estimates, these quotes in the user manual, on the website, on Amazon, wherever you see these things, these are just estimates, and your results may vary depending on your usage style. Now, my particular usage style is mixed use. As I said, I dictated a lot of phone calls. I dictated a lot of emails, text messages, took a lot of phone calls, streamed a lot of music, binge watched several TV shows. And for me, my particular results, at 50% volume, I was getting about 8 hours. Okay? At 75% volume, I was getting about 5 hours. Now, the sweet spot for me and where I tested these was either at 50% volume or 75% volume. Both of those sounded really good. Okay? 25% volume was a little bit quiet to me. So if I had to make a recommendation for y'all between the right balance between battery life and usage, I would say you might want to stick to 50% volume or 75% volume at the most. Okay? So that was using these bad boys together in stereo mode. Now, using them independently, I got the same stats, but you can stretch it out because you're not using them together. So you can swap one out for one that's fully charged and then let the other one charge. Okay? So, putting that into perspective for y'all, including the case, okay, on the low end. Now, the manufacturer quoted that the charging case should be able to charge up the earbuds 15 to 20 times. Whew! Were they being a little bit ambitious with that one? Now, in my particular testing, the charging case could charge up the earbuds a good 4 to 5 times. Okay? So, on the low end, which is 4 times, okay? 4 times 5 hours, that's 20 hours including the case. On the high end, which is 8 hours, that's 8 times 5, that's 40 hours, okay? So that's what I was averaging in terms of battery life with the buds themselves and including the charging case. Again, 20 to 40 hours, all right? Your guys and gals results may vary, all right? Now, that's spot on with the manufacturer's estimates, but in my opinion, that overall battery life in terms of continuous usage needs to be upwards of 10 hours plus. So it's pretty good battery life considering that it lines up with the manufacturer's estimates. But for me, I would have liked to have seen it a little bit better in my opinion. So it is good, but it could be so much better. So the battery life on these is still a negative in my opinion. Alright, but that is my particular results with the overall battery life and the overall charge times. Okay, now let's keep it moving. Alright, let's go. Up next now, I just want to briefly summarize the positives and the negatives of these these true wireless Bluetooth earbuds, and then we're going to wrap this video up. We're going to talk about the price, and I'm going to give y'all my final thoughts and an overall recommendation or two. Okay, now talking about the positives. Okay, Again, I really do like the overall build quality and design of the buds themselves. They are extremely portable. They are extremely comfortable for extended listening sessions, and the touch controls on these are really, really good. Okay, so the overall build quality and design on these is really good. Okay, the core feature set on these is really solid. I really do feel that all Bluetooth products need to have this type of core feature set. Okay, so good stuff there. All right, that and the overall pricing on these and the microphone performance on these is really good. So all really great positives in my opinion. All right, now talking about the negatives, the Bluetooth range and the Bluetooth strength could be a lot better. All right, the overall battery life on these could be a lot better as well. All right, and yeah, that pretty much does it in terms of the negatives. Now, a few nitpicky negatives: when you're charging these wirelessly, they could charge a little bit faster. Okay, and also, as I said, I would have liked to have seen a percentage LED up front on these instead of the status LED. Okay, so those are also negatives that I want to point out right there. And the quirkiness of the charging case is another negative that I want to point out as well. So that pretty much summarizes all the positives and negatives of these truly wireless Bluetooth earbuds. All right, let's keep it moving. Up next now, let's talk about the price of these bad boys. So this was another Amazon pickup for me, and I picked these up from Amazon for about $40. Now I'll have the screenshot up in post so y'all know exactly what I paid, and that will include the taxes as well. But I do believe it was about $40 after tax. It is about $39.99, $40 after tax. Let's just call it that to make it easy. Now this is competing directly with Bluetooth earbuds like this. These are the Baltune truly wireless Bluetooth earbuds. It's also competing with earbuds like this. This is the RCA truly wireless earbuds. Okay, so all of these earbuds are in the same price category in my opinion. Okay, that $30 to $40 price category. All right, and I have to say, for that price point, and as a matter of fact, let me just check the price just to be sure. Where's my phone at? Oh, dang. I'm sorry, y'all. My mistake. Yeah, I just checked the price on these. These actually ran me $32. It was $31.99, so $32 after tax. Yeah, so these are a lot cheaper than the other two Bluetooth earbuds or truly wireless earbuds that I just pointed out, and they do offer a little bit more functionality. Okay, so there is that. My mistake. Y'all know I don't have any script. I just push record. If anything happens, it happens while I'm pushing record. My bad, y'all. This is also why I throw up the screenshots in post so y'all know exactly what I paid here, because we all about keeping it straight 100 yet again. But after checking on my phone here, these did run me $31.99. So let's call it $32 to make it easy. So at that price, can I recommend you guys and gals go out there and pick these up? Well, I would have to say yes. As long as you can deal with the negatives of this product, you should have an overall enjoyable experience. And to be honest with y'all, these work just as good as something much more expensive. Like, as I said in my unboxing, I originally picked these up as a great alternative to the Samsung Galaxy Buds, which look very similar to this and have very similar capabilities. The only difference between this and the Samsung Galaxy Buds is that the Samsung Galaxy Buds, they have a independent app that you can use as an equalizer. This does not. Now you can also always go get a third-party equalizer app to do the same functionality, but it's always nice to have that companion app out of the box. So it's missing the companion app. Also, the charging case is not as small as the Galaxy Buds. It's very similar, but it's not as small. And the Galaxy Bud case doesn't have that quirkiness while charging. Now you put it in, that light stays lit while it's charging, and then it goes off when it's fully charged on your Galaxy Buds. So there are some noticeable differences between this and the competitor that it's trying to emulate, but for the most part, it does the same thing at a fraction of the price. So yet again, can I recommend that y'all pick these up? I'd have to say yes. Okay, so that pretty much does it for this full review of the KKuyi True Wireless Bluetooth Earbuds. I hope you guys and gals enjoyed this video and or you found it helpful in any way, shape, form, or fashion. If you did, please help your boy out and give the video a thumbs up. That really does help me out. You don't know how much. If you'd like to see more content like this, also feel free to hit the subscribe button down below and click off the notification bell icon right next to it so you guys and gals get notified when I publish new videos. Alright? That being said, if this video piqued your interest, all the links to where y'all can pick this bad boy up at some really great prices will be available down below in the video description. So as always, if your interest is piqued, down below in the video description will be like a one-stop shop for you guys and gals, and you should be good to go. If you would like to see any more of my extended coverage on this Bluetooth accessory, be sure to hit up any one of the hashtags down below in the video description to take you to any and all of my other coverage that I've done on this product here. Okay, so if you want to see everything that comes in the package out of the box, you definitely want to check out my unboxing and first impressions video. If you want to get an idea of how they're going to fit and potentially how they're going to sound, then you definitely want to check out my fit and sound demo. Okay, and if you want to get an overall opinion on how I feel they perform, then you come to the right video in this full review. Okay, so that's all the coverage that I've done on these. Feel free to hit up those hashtags down below if you want to check those videos out. Alright, this whole video here this evening was recorded using the 12 megapixel rear facing camera on the Samsung Galaxy S7 Active in 720p resolution at 30 frames per second. Recording all the audio here this evening, we are using the Comica V30 Lite shotgun style microphone, and taking care of all of the stabilization duties, we are using the Smooth Q smartphone gimbal. So please let me know what you think of the overall stabilization, the overall video quality, and the overall audio quality down below in the comments. As always, your feedback is greatly appreciated. Alright, hope everyone has a great evening, and I will catch you guys and gals in my next video. Have a good one, everybody. Peace. We out of here.